Hey everybody, today I want to give you a little flip through tour of my illustrated book of modern Minoan myths. So these are stories based on the Minoan pantheon as we know it and understand it in Ariadne's tribe. These are our deities and their tales, and it is fully illustrated. This is the hardback version. There's also a paperback, and you can get it in ebook. And I did all the illustrations for it. I wanted an illustrated book of Minoan myths, and there wasn't one, so I made one. So here we go. So I spent about 200 hours working on the illustrations for this book. Each story, each myth has a full page, full color illustration in the style of Minoan art. So here we have half rosettes, and this gorgeous snake is actually, I designed it after a fresco from Tylissus, fresco fragment. This is the single biggest art project I have done since I made the Minoan Tarot. So this is kind of a big deal for me. I spent the better part of last year working on these illustrations. And I hope each one is really evocative of the story that it goes with. I'm sure many of you who are already familiar with Minoan art will recognize bits and pieces, like here, this one's based on some Minoan seal rings. We have Minoan wildlife, the wildlife of Crete. The colors, the color palette that I have used here is roughly what the Minoan frescoes would have looked like when they were new. So they faded a little over the 3,500 years or more since they were painted. They have not faded a whole lot because they were frescoes. They were actually painted on damp plaster, which means that the paint absorbs into the plaster, and that kind of gives it some staying power. So most of them have actually not faded as much as a regular painting would have during that same time period. But even so, they have faded some, and so they would originally have been a little brighter. And I have tried to give you an idea of what those colors would have looked like originally, and how colorful the Minoan world would originally have been back in the Bronze Age. But I hope I've also kind of brought the art into the modern world. I actually did all of these paintings digitally. This is the first time I've ever done all digital art. So that was also a learning process for me. And there's a glossary in the back that gives you each of the deities' names, their pronunciations, more information about them than is just in the stories. It also gives you some explanations about some of the terms that are used in the myths, so you won't be left with questions. And so there you go. Tales from the Labyrinth, Modern Minoan Myths.